got my good friend Henry with me today. Henry is in the real estate industry. You just did, what, 180K in revenue this month?
Yep.
What is financial freedom to you and how do you get it?
So financial freedom used to be just making a lot of money. Now it's getting all my time, controlling time, and being able to do what I want, when I want, with whoever I want. And it's really a magical thing.
So how do you think big enough to start the process of financial freedom?
So I think that, and I learned it from Grant Cardone. I know we were just talking about this, but the biggest factor when it comes to thinking big is realizing first and foremost and having the self-awareness that you are your biggest limiter in life. We limit ourselves the most out of everybody. It's not your teachers or your parents or your siblings, your family, whatever. It's not. It's you. You are limiting your beliefs. So it's like, if you think about it, you just take a moment for those of you who were watching. If I said to you, what would be your dream income? What would be like that dream number? Like, I can't believe I just made this much money this year. And then imagine if I said to you, add a 0 to it, or add another 0 to it, or another 0 to it, right? Most people don't think big enough. And I mean, listen, before I got into entrepreneurship, I like a lot of people, I thought 100 grand was a lot of money. And I thought that if I just hit 100 grand, that was it. Like I had succeeded.
Yeah.
You know, and that was more money than I could ever think of achieving. But then all of a sudden you get surrounded with better people, more successful people, and they raise your level of think. All of a sudden it became $1 million, then 10 million, then $1 billion, then, you know, like I just, all of a sudden now I'm like, I don't think there's a number that I would ever be satisfied at.
Now, how do you build your network so that you can help find those answers to do that?
The bigger thing to know, because listen, you can go on Google and just go events in my local area, you know, events in my zip code, you know, you don't overcomplicate the how to meet people. It could be that simple, or literally just going out to dinner with somebody who you respect and asking them to bring a friend and you to bring a friend. And all of a sudden now your one-on-one lunch became a 2-on-2, where I do that where the point, like I make it known, like, listen, like I don't go to lunch with one person. Unless like I'm looking to do business with that one person. If it's a networking purpose of getting to know each other, say, hey, why don't you bring a few people? I'll bring a few people. It now doubles or triples or quadruples my ability to meet people every single time. And the more important piece of it, not just who, you know, how to meet people, but then when you meet them, what to say, is it's a 95-5 rule. I speak 5% of the time and I let them talk 95% of the time. And what ends up happening is that people are more fascinated in your interest in them. It's a mix, because it's like not only just questions about what you do and why and how you've gotten there, but more about them and what lights them up and understanding their vision and their goals and their dreams in life and what gets them excited and what do they do outside of work. If you have a relationship where all you know about them is that they're an insurance agent, a realtor, whatever, right? I mean, like if that's all you know about them, it's a very surface level relationship, and I'm not going to be surprised when you don't do any business together, right? But my relationships are like anybody in my life who we do business together, they're like my closest friend in the world.
How do you accumulate good habits over time to be able to increase your wealth, to be able to build stronger relationships, and to be able to do the things necessary so that you feel good on a daily basis so that you can produce in the best way possible?
I think that you need to come up with a few specific habits, call it 2 or 3 specific habits in each facet of your life. Your health is just as important as your financial success. Almost more important, to be honest, because without good health, you can't have good financial health, right? And what's the point of being rich if you could die any day? When it comes to business, it's understanding that personal development, your business will never outgrow you and your business, your development of your mindset. So understanding that if you want to make more money, you probably have a financial thermostat at whatever you're making right now. And if you want to earn more money, you need to have a larger financial mindset.
What are the habits that you've used to be able to get there?
So there's a couple. I'd say I've spent a lot more time building more qualified relationships. And I know that goes back to networking, but like literally your network is your net worth. You don't have to do it alone. Listen, making your first 100 grand, anybody can do that. Anybody. There's no, fancy things that you need to do or have, right, to make your first 100 grand. Now to go from 100 to $1 million, you need to be a little bit more organized, but still, it's also just as fairly simple. It's really looking things a little bit more analytically and understanding that anything that I desire, I can just design it, think it, and see it through to the end by designing a business plan around it and being just really, 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 really consistent.